Tally Talks, a podcast to ramble about Tally Hall. I'm your host, Emma, and today's episode is sponsored by Placidio Maxisha. I'm joined by Martin, Holly, Ren, Melody, and Julia. You've all heard about Tally Hall, I would assume, if you're listening to this podcast. You know, cool music, epic skits. Have you guys heard of Tally Hall Part 2?
So we are a group of friends that all met at Sonic Lunch last year and all share a love for Tally Hall. So we decided to basically take all of the jokes that we were writing out loud in our Discord calls and make them happen and make skits on TikTok. And we don't make music, even though it's kind of implied in the name. But yeah, we do some recreation stuff, some new stuff, and kind of everything in between.
Keeping the spirit of the internet show alive, the Tally Hall internet show.
Exactly.
You know, rest in peace, Tally Hall internet show season 2. We have Tally Hall part 2 at least. Who are you? You know, what do you do? What's your tie color, and how do you embody the tie color?
I'm Martin Kempa. I'm from Michigan. I live in Michigan. And I am yellow man, Rob Cantor. I believe that yellow, not Ren making fun of me.
Fun of you, I'm just laughing.
I like yellow because I feel like it goes like with my colors. Yeah, I wear tan and green a lot, and I feel like yellow matches those other colors quite a lot.
Shaggy core.
Yeah.
And I like Rob Cantor, and I look like Rob Cantor somewhat.
Yes, I definitely
So
see the
Cantor.
resemblance.
So it works out quite well.
Hi, I'm Holly. I am the gray tie. I think I kind of match that. Well, Ross is my favorite, so that's why I ended up here. But I think in the same way that okay, we're gonna get really cheesy here. In the same way that the drummer keeps the band on track, I'm kind of like the producer of our group. So I am the one poking everyone and keeping everyone moving and grooving. So
we love you for it.
Yay. Hello, I'm Ren. I'm the red tie of the group, and I don't know. I feel like I've always had an obsession with the color red, so maybe that's how I embody it. Tracks back to I don't know, 5-year-old me being like, red's my favorite color. So it works.
Hi, I'm Melody. I'm the green tie, and well, I became Andrew because Andrew's my favorite, and I also play piano and do music. But besides that, green is a very calm and grounded color. I think I love nature, and I've heard that I make people feel comfortable, and I feel like green is kind of like that cool, chill vibe. So yeah.
Hi, my name's Julia. I'm blue because that's the only one that hasn't been mentioned yet. I don't really know how to relate it in terms of color language, because blue is a very calm and relaxed and chilled color as well. But I'm none of those things really at all. But it is the color of the ocean, and I love the ocean. I am a marine biologist. We'll get into that later. I don't know. I'm very fond of all of them, and I forgot the other thing I was supposed to answer in this question. So I'm sorry. I don't know. This was given to me. And I'm very honored to be him. He's in biological sciences. I'm in biological sciences. Very different fields, but still biological sciences. So I'm basically the same guy. So hope this helps.
Oh yes. And I wanted to mention too, you know, there's some hardcore, a handful of people who've listened to every single Tally Talks episode so far. I know there's at least one, maybe two. But yeah, so Holly is returning from the Sonic Lunch episode. Julia also returning from the Sonic Lunch episode, and then also making a cameo in the PowerPoint presentation episode. And then we have Melody,
my beloved,
who has also had 2 episodes where there was the Melody Edo and Friends tour episode and the PowerPoint night. And so I guess right now Melody and Julie are both tied for most appearances on Tally Talks so far.
Other side.
So.
And then another fun fact is my brother Danny, shout out Danny, did the next time on Tally Hall Part 2. So thanks, Danny.
Beautiful.
He also did something else. He also did something else.
Yeah.
Danny's also our male reader, question reader. So
My
My favorite
God.
Tally Hall
Danny,
bit,
shout
the
out.
mail room.
Yes.
Ryan.
So in total, you all have 60 cumulative seconds to answer. And I'll press the start button shortly. But how did you get into Tally Hall?
I saw the troll face edits on YouTube. I listened to the band. They were the only music I listened to for a year. And then I got into public Tally Twitter. Next.
wow. Mind Electric Gravity Falls edit. Next.
A friend who introduced me to the music one night and fell in love with it.
I saw Sally Face animatic to the Mind Electric, kind of like Holly. And then, yeah, from that, I found about Tally Hall.
My friend reintroduced me to Variations of Cloud, and I went and did more research, and then I listened to some of them, and my mom went and listened to all of it before I did, and I'm very competitive, and so what I did is I was like, you listen to all of it, so I went, I listened to all of it, and I was like, oh my god, this is a problem now, and then she was like, I didn't actually listen to it, wow, I love them.
47.7 seconds. Congratulations.
I think I caught like every
I'm a
other
fast
word
talker.
of that.
If you talk fast, slow it down, slow it in reverb, guys.
Slowed
You
it
are
down.
in my core.
brought
I
into
talked in my core, but the real one is
Tally
still my slowed in reverb.
So you touched on it a little bit that you all had met at Sonic Lunch, but this is open to whoever wants to answer it. Like, how did Tally Hall Part 2 really become a thing? Like, how did that conversation start?
I can't
remember.
really answer this one. But I can a little bit.
It very naturally happened. We were like,
A little
if
bit.
we were the
Talked
which member, we kind of figured that out that way. I mean, we were thinking about that, and the idea kind of came along, right?
Yeah, Melody, did you want to?
Yeah, it happened pretty organically. I think we were all just like slowly becoming a friend group. We all like Tally Hall. There's 5 of us, and so like very quickly we were like, we're literally Tally Hall, guys. Yeah, and we kind of like looked at our personalities and who our favorite is and like everything, and we kind of like all kind of were on the same page of who's who immediately. We're like,
I was asleep during this conversation because I fell asleep on call. This is a common thing because I am at least 5 hours ahead of everybody. So it would be around 3 in the morning, and I woke up being called Zubin. So that was really awesome. And a very high compliment to wake up to at 3 in the morning. But yeah, I don't know. We talked more in spaces, kind of like Twitter spaces, a little bit after the fact. And then yeah, just kind of it was organic and it was great. Happy to be here.
I will say, yeah, we assigned the members even before we had ever talked about like making videos, because when we realized there were 5 of us in the group chat, we all were like, guys, and we started reacting to each other's messages with our like color assigned hearts, and that was like everything to me. So then when we started making videos, we already had our colors.
That's amazing. And then like another question too. Did you guys all get connected like from Sonic Lunch, or did you know each other in advance?
So
Or
like
combination.
a couple of us met in person at Sonic Lunch. Like I met Melody at the little like jazz show that happened afterwards. Like I met like Julia later at like a diner. I met Holly at Marvin's. So like we all like at least the 4 of us kind of all met, and then we started doing like the Twitter spaces, and then Martin joined the Twitter spaces, and then we all were like, wait, we like all like really vibe and like get each other and like get along. So I think it would just kind of worked like that.
yeah.
So we adopted Martin, basically.
Yeah.
Is what
Yeah.
We went our way.
We were like,
We made him the
hey,
man he is.
you're gonna join us whether you like it or not.
They really just dragged me in,
Everything he knows.
held me captive.
No.
Yeah, I didn't actually talk to many people when I was at Sonic Lunch because I came with 2 of my friends from Michigan. Oh, yeah.
Just the power of Ann Arbor, Michigan just spawned another Tally Hall. I do
It
think
was
like,
beautiful.
Yeah.
No, just the power of live music, and then wanting to make a TikTok about that hot to go trend thing, and then Holly responding to me, and then Holly and I were friends.
We did, yeah.
And then I
me
kind of
Julia
talked to,
met.
and then I kind of talked to Melody, and then Red and I got ice cream, and Martin, I didn't talk to you until the spaces. But I'm glad there were the spaces.
Yeah,
Brothers.
Julia and I were up front and center, and that's when we met there. And then shout out to Ren for giving me and my brother a ride home from Marvin's because I did
Let's
not want to pay
go.
$70 for another Uber.
Shout out to my mom.
Shout out to Julia's mom.
Yeah.
Shout out to my mom who drove
Special
me
shout
around.
out. Special shout out.
She will watch this.
But yeah, I think that is just such a unique thing of Sonic Lunches. I feel like there has been just like such a positive force since then of connecting people together because of Tally Hall. And I feel like online that can be kind of segmented between different places of like whatever, you know, social media platform of choice it is, or kind of whatever like small like group chat or Discord server you're in. Like you kind of have these different spots. And I think it's such a unique part where it's like when you're in person, you know, none of that necessarily matters. Like all of those boundaries are gone, and you get to be like, oh my gosh, these are real people who are obsessed with this band.
That's how I met you,
Yeah.
Emma.
I know, and I'm so happy. And that's how I met Holly, and I met Ren, but
Yeah.
I don't think I just got to the point where I was meeting so many people that my brain was just like frying.
Oh yeah.
Didn't meet anyone.
Right. You're like, who are you people again?
What are some like inspirations for Tally Hall Part 2 as you've been like going into it? Because you've like mentioned, you know, the Tally Hall internet show, but I also heard, you know, like the mention of like, oh, Hot to Go, you know, kind of connects you too. And like you've definitely like branched beyond just Tally Hall references while keeping the Tally Hall vibes. So like what would you say your overall inspirations might be?
We've talked a lot about like really trying to walk this weird like middle ground between like not fully recreating anything from the internet show and then like not being totally unrelated. So like finding this little niche of like taking things from the internet show and like hinging off of them or like doing things that are Tally Hall related. We just started a new series that are like reenacting their tweets and like making a really weird niche tweet into like a full little skit. And then, yeah, definitely like just TikTok trends in general were like a big thing of like the grab bag, if you will.
I think that was very solidly put. It's finding the separation between what we're doing in the show and not being a total one-to-one. Sorry. Excuse me. I don't know. You worded it really well, so I don't really know how to
Yeah, exactly.
popcorn out of that. Like that was like clocked. You clocked that. Gag.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like I feel like we wanted to like kind of embody like the vibes of the internet show without like like doing a one-to-one of it. So like very like trying to capture that like weird kind of like humor that they like had and just like the kind of like offbeat like stuff that they did. So like that like awkward 2000s like sitcom like vibes.
What are like what's been your favorite thing to film or like favorite skit that you've done so far?
I like the one when me and Ren had to fight over the lyrics. It was very fun fighting over the piece of paper. It was Ren.
Yes, getting yelled at was great.
Yeah, we were like not too loud, and then you were like, ah!
First take, and I'm like, oh my gosh.
Oh no!
I'm a good actor.
Said I was really into character.
Yeah, I would say it's definitely been interesting because we started filming when we were all together, minus Julia, we missed you, in Pennsylvania when we were all together for Melody's birthday. So that was like a super fun energy of all being together in person and filming. But it's also been fun for something upcoming that we were filming recently. We were like filming on a Discord call. And so like just the different dynamics that are kind of at play with that. But I definitely think Martin taking 20,000 takes to do our Welcome to Tally Hall transition video was a highlight.
I've never done TikTok or anything of that nature, so it was very different for me.
Shout
In
out
my
to Ren
defense.
for being like the best coach ever.
6, 7, 8.
Literally.
And 1 to 2.
Literally. Yeah, like filming all that stuff was like so much fun. I honestly I really enjoyed us like not it wasn't I guess it wasn't technically filming, but like taking the like our profile picture. I thought was like so fun. We were like all like laying on the ground, like trying to get like the right angle. Like we were like the phone's gonna fall on us. Like we had so many like pictures of us like mid laugh because we just couldn't keep like we were like, all right, we have to keep straight face. Okay, try to smile in this one. Like I think that was really fun. And then also like filming like our like the internet show banner that we did too was like really fun. Also just because like Melody mugging was like my favorite thing. Giving the whole Andrew Smolder, loved it. It was great.
Yeah, Julia is photoshopped into our profile picture, so hopefully it's
I
not
did
too
such a good
noticeable.
Photoshop job.
I didn't
Thank you.
notice it. I thought it.
Can't
I
even
thought it was
tell.
all. I thought it was all taken together. So
My
that's
degree was for something.
some
Yeah.
solid photoshopping there.
Period.
My favorite was the "Get your finger out of my face."
Yes.
I find myself keep rewatching that one specifically. It's just so funny for no reason.
The height
And the
difference is the
height
best.
difference, like,
So bad. So bad. I'm like, hi, Melody.
Yeah, okay. A lot of what I've done has been like photo shoots because I wasn't there in PA in Pennsylvania, censored state. I don't know to do any of the recording because again, I am an ocean away, so that's a little bit difficult. It does add some complications, but I have done a lot of more like taking pictures. Like I went and I laid on my floor to get a picture of me for the profile picture, and then I recorded clips that were not used for like when TikTok was getting banned, and then it wasn't. There was an original video that was not made, that was not posted, and I did a lot of clips of me lying and brushing my teeth. Like if you follow us, if you subscribe to us on YouTube or something, you win a prize. And actually, it's like, no, there isn't a prize, but you do get the honor of doing that. You're one of the first 100, and it's funnier in the video, of course. I swear I don't have those clips anymore because I've deleted them. But you know, although going to local British grocery store Sainsbury's and trying to wait for the ice cream aisle to be empty enough so I could put my phone in the cart and angle it and like record me, and it felt so like evil discreet. I don't know, but it was, I don't know, I get a little kick out of that. All the photos of me dead and stuff that I sent to Holly to be used in PA, I thought that was I get such a joy out of that. So working remote where I can is such a joy.
Honestly, shout out to Julia, like the Steve video that we did, like all of the clips of just you running around, like those were so
I was
good.
in London. I was in London for that because I was going home the next day, and it's just me all over London. Yeah, that's me laughing.
Yes.
That's me. My hair's
Melody's brought over the beautiful pictures of Julia.
Oh, the whole thing.
Yeah.
Sure. You should have me shaving. You the ones me shaving.
So they just,
no, I think it was just those two that we printed out.
Yeah, I had the rest. I carried my iPad around the mall and just like had
saw
pictures
in the video.
of
Was
you.
really funny. I think that is so funny. That was also really sweet. But it was also really funny. So I'm excited to film that's coming up. That's gonna be more running around. But yeah, no, Steve was filmed like just in London, and my phone died shortly after in a city I've never been to, and that was a separate story, not related to this.
Oh no! Oh no!
Oh.
Oh my gosh.
Another personal favorite is us going to Five Guys and feeding Julia fries. Because that's iconic. Yep. There's one of them.
I took this photo to Five Guys.
If you want to describe the picture.
Oh yes. So it's a photo of Ren and Holly smiling terrifyingly at the camera at a Five Guys. In Holly's hand, you can see a weird looking fry that kind of looks like a churro being fed to a photo of me posted of me by me at Sonic Lunch. The sun is great. I look great in that photo. And then it's Inception, I guess, because then I took it to Five Guys, and that's a separate picture.
Love it.
Yeah, represent Five Guys. So glad there's one in my city. And a Tim Hortons, guys.
Whoa. What's been like the response that you've noticed so far to Tally Hall Part 2? Like, I've seen like fan art for you guys popping up, and it looks amazing.
The fan art is so good. Like,
It is actually insane, and we love every time we see it, we're like, oh my god, and we're I don't know, everyone who's joined us, we love you personally.
Yeah.
We know who you are, and we all love you.
Yeah, all the hearts. Yeah, no, we like our group chat, every time that happens, it's us being like, oh my god. And, like, I know that like every time I see it, like I personally like get a little like emotional, being just like the fact that anyone would even like want to draw us like is just like crazy to me, because I'm like, we're just random people that just really liked this band. Like, it makes sense when people draw them, but I'm like, us? Like, you want to draw us? Like, okay.
You
like,
think we're funny?
Yeah, I'm like, thank you so much. Like, it's so like flattering and like so humbling to just like seeing people like inspired by what we're doing.
For sure. It really has been like, it's been so fun that like we see a lot of the same people comment throughout like in different videos, and like I just feel like everyone's really jumped on board with it and like embraced the wackiness of it. So
The wonkiness,
it's been so fun.
Ooh, wonky.
But yeah, and if we want to get into like the analytics as the self-proclaimed graph girl, it is really interesting.
Not I proclaimed it.
The Julia proclaimed graph girl. It is super interesting to see, because when TikTok went down, we had been posting on Twitter anyway, but Instagram and YouTube as well. So we post across 4 platforms, and they do differently on each platform. So it's kind of cool to see like how different like demographics react differently to the videos. So kind of fun.
And bridging the gaps between all of those different places too.
Yeah. Melody, Martin, I think you guys didn't. Do you want to say anything?
Nah, I like the fan art the most.
Ego.
That's my
Get out
favorite.
of your head, bud.
That's my favorite thing that people have done. I got a fan art of my profile picture by Joey Bones, and it's so good. It's my favorite.
His ego is insane.
Right. You get one comment saying that you look like Rob Cantor, and now
You have to act like that's a
Martin.
crowning.
I have so many fans, and it's crazy.
And you respond to no comments on the TikTok.
Yeah.
But that's why they like him so much, because he's so mysterious. It's like if they get if I almost called him Rob, get a Martin response, then it's like, wow.
Martin, has anyone ever told you that you look kind of like Rob from Tally Hall?
Many times. I actually signed somebody's Marvin's DVD as Rob Cantor. They asked me, or the CD, my bad. They asked me to sign it, and I wrote totally Rob, but I spelled totally wrong too. It's one of a kind.
Yeah, the comments are constantly warring over if Martin looks more like Rob or if Ren looks more like Joe.
We gotta have a battle of the
Every once in a while,
lookalikes.
someone will be like, Melody kind of looks like Andrew.
Yeah.
That's like third place.
Glasses. Only with the glasses, which I lost, by the way. So.
Aw.
No.
You lost the glasses?
What?
You lost the glasses?
Yeah. I lost it like a while ago. I'm sorry.
I lost something once.
New ones.
you guys have noted just a lot of just kind of how there's been a lot of people who have definitely been like inspired by your stuff and that it is making an impact. Like I think just being able to make silly stuff and post it to the internet with your friends, like other people being able to see that is so important. If there's people who are like wanting to do projects with their friends, you know, not necessarily Tally Hall related, but I'm sure there are some people listening to this who would definitely like scheme something related. Like what advice would you give?
Do it because you like to do it. Do it out of fun and passion and joy, and do not care. Like, you shouldn't be doing it with the goal of reach first and foremost. Do it because it's something that you like and that you will have fun doing. Because if all you focus on are the numbers, as much as analytics are good, then it totally kills your joy if it's not doing as well as you do it because you like it. And it doesn't matter what people on the internet really think at the end of the day because they're behind a screen and it doesn't matter. This was a phone example. Prop. I went to a grocery store. In my video, you see an old man dead, like eyeing the camera, confused as to why I'm recording myself in a fridge. I don't care. What's he gonna do?
Yeah.
It doesn't matter as long as you're having fun.
Yeah. Even though I brought up analytics before, that is just like a fun, like, little side piece for me. Like, yeah, we've talked a lot about it is never about like what's gonna do the best because we could sit around all day and like be the first ones to hop on a trend and get good numbers or whatever, but it's more about like honestly I just love that we'll be having a conversation like just normally and then we'll like riff and come up with something and it's like write that down and it goes in a little spreadsheet of ideas and it's just like stuff like that that just makes it super fun. I will say as like the bad guy of the group, you do have to like it's really easy to say wouldn't it be so cool to do this. It's a different thing to actually like do it. Like Julia said, you have to actually like go out and film. You have to like get ready and put stuff on. For some of us, we like do makeup and whatever. So it is like, yeah, sometimes it's not as glamorous as it seems because you're like just filming at 10 p.m. on a Wednesday night and like, you know, whatever. But I'll stop yapping.
On the grind.
Make stuff to create stuff. Make art.
I was about to create until nothing is left to create.
Nothing is left to create.
Is that a Tally Hall reference, guys?
Is that a Tally Hall reference? I remember in your questions answered video, like it was just like I think you guys like spring in a storm. I think.
What?
I have a lot to say. I literally was having a breakdown yesterday and I cried to that song in my car. So it's great. Love it.
I used to go on like the Tally Hall fan bingo card, like had a mental breakdown to spring in a storm.
I think everyone could check that one off at least once.
I need to update it.
My car broke down to spring in a storm. Well, it was pouring rain.
Nice.
Oh no! So you were crying for a different reason then.
What do you guys have planned for the future of Tally Hall Part 2? If there's anything you want to share, like things that, or even dreams, or not like dreams at night, unless you have dreams at night about Tally Hall Part 2. But you know, like what are some ideas?
I just go with the flow, whatever they want me to do. I do. I don't really have any big plans. It's just fun to hang out with these fellas. But I'm open to anything really.
Wow. Well, I mentioned before, we just started, Julia was super duper gracious in starting off our tweet series. So we definitely have a lot of ideas for that. And there's another like episode series coming up that I just filmed today, right before this, the first one. And I'm really excited because now that we've kind of run out of the videos that we pre-recorded when we were all together, we've had to like really come up with cool ways to like still do stuff together while also being physically separated. So I think this one's going to be really cool. It is tangential, I think that's how you say it, from one of the bits in the internet show. And that's all I'll say on that.
Yeah, I'm like trying to think. Yeah, I mean, like we're just kind of in the process of like writing a bunch of stuff. I know like Julia and I are like our little like screenwriters being like, okay, and like if we do this bit and like if we do this, and so we have a lot of like kind of like skits that I think are based off of a lot of stuff, as well as like doing new things that are maybe like inspired by like I don't know, like more obscure, like niche things to do with Tally Hall. So like that's kind of exciting to like work on.
My, I think my dream, something that I like keeps replaying in my head is just like one day if we could get as many Tally Hall members as possible with a picture of us standing next to each member. That's what I want. That's all I want. That'd be so cool.
If you don't plan
Yeah.
it already, too, it would be fun if you do like the plushies, stand next to the
True.
Yeah.
plushies.
We did. We
I
talked
would
about
think-
it where it was like plushie, us, and the member, and it was just like
the trifecta.
You know those baby bags that like you'll have around you.
Oh,
Yes!
I was thinking we should have the plushies in those.
that was my
that's
idea.
Sonic Lunch.
Yeah, you know,
That's
We
really
came up with
funny.
it together,
choices.
Melody. Okay.
Choices.
That would be funny. I think we should do that for Sonic Lunch.
Oh God.
We have a lot of ideas for Sonic Lunch because we're all planning to be there at the moment, not knowing details yet. So very, very excited.
I don't know, like seconding everything, especially like if there's any way that, let's say, in some perfect hypothetical universe, Tally Hall will be at Sonic Lunch. Which might very well be this one. I don't know. Let's be delusional and say yes. And be double delusional and say that we're like, hey, what if you guys did a TikTok with us that was to the Phineas and Ferb hit song, dude, we're getting the band back together. Like Fabulous or whatever. So it's like us and them, and it's like they don't have to even, they can just stand there and be uncomfortable. Like in awkward stance. I don't want them to be uncomfortable, but just like 40-year-old men in front of a camera. You know the vision. That would be wonderful. And also a photo, of course. You're on this side of me, Melody. I keep doing that wrong. I don't know. I get so much joy out of just writing a bunch of stuff. It's like I've written a number of tweet sketches that I need to go back and like polish. I'm so excited about like everything, and it's stuff that Holly was alluding to. I'm so excited to. All of it is so, I don't know. Everything we do is so much fun and exciting, which is such a blanket statement, but I mean it because I'm excited about everything that we're doing. And Tally Hall, please let us film something with you.
Yeah, I think in like I think a lot of us share that delusion of being like it would be
we're
so
crazy.
cool to like have them just as like a random little cameo like in one of our
not
videos
chill.
being like, oh yeah, like I'm gonna go do like X, Y, and Z, like, and then it's like it pans to like a video of like Zubin or something like that, or like of Ross or Andrew doing something, and it'd be like, whoa, like they actually got them to be a part of it. Like I think that would be such a cool idea, and I feel like most of them are so like open to kind of doing things like that. Like they've filmed things for fans before and like done stuff, so it's like, hey, like 5 minutes of your time, please. Like
I still think about in the pandemic, Tally Hall, like different Tally Hall members being willing to say poggers was very
Oh,
iconic.
God.
Everyone was
God.
freaking out.
Yes.
Everyone was freaking out the next time someone else like, no way. They said poggers, the poggers compilation.
yes.
It's poggers and trans rights. Those are the two that get said, but definitely poggers. And then I know there's a clip. I don't remember who it is. I think it's Andrew discouraging Zubin from saying it. Like, yeah, they all want you to say poggers. I don't know if you should say it.
Poggers.
Poggers.
Oh, I love it. That whole one with Andrew and Zubin is, I rewatch that so often.
So outside of Tally Hall Part 2, what are you guys, up to? Where can people find you? If there's anything that, you want people to find.
I'm mostly on Twitter right now. I make posts about my day-to-day Tally Hall thoughts, and I want to do more YouTube. I made a Tally Hall the Trap music video once, and I want to do more music video related things, and I think that'd be fun. So I'm on Twitter and YouTube mostly.
What's your handles?
Oh, my handles. I don't
Martin
on
_
Twitter.
A _ Kempa.
Well, thank you, Melody McGinley. It's the same, Martin _A _ Kempa, both Twitter and YouTube.
I am only active on Twitter, like solely in the Tally Hall space. I have other socials, but that's like my life, you know. So Tally like _HOL Tally Hall, but like Hall like Holly. I think it's clever. Someone laugh, please.
It is. It is.
Okay.
Knee slapper.
Yeah, that's where I'm at. Yeah, I react a lot to Tree Time Sound and try to post funny things.
I'm not as active on Twitter as I used to be, but I do stuff on Twitter, and then outside of like the Tally Hall fandom, I'm really big in like not big, but like I do a lot of cosplay stuff. So I'm working on some stuff with that, some stuff that's like related to Tally Hall, like specifically based off of like music. I have some Tally Hall related things that I'm working on, and then just as well as like other animated shows that I have obsessions with at the moment. And then my handle is Pixie _Ren on Instagram, and then it's the same thing on Twitter, just with 2 underscores. So Pixie _ Ren.
Yeah.
I am mainly on, well, actually, I'm on Twitter, TikTok, YouTube, and Instagram at melody.mcginley. And I think for YouTube, it's just Melody McGinley. I will be posting a vlog for the LA show because I'm going, so keep an eye out for that. And I am also gradually working on music. Hopefully, I'll be releasing an EP in the earlier half of this year. So, yeah.
And you can be found on Spotify as Melody
Yes,
McGinley.
I can get on Spotify right now, and I have a single out right now called
Foul play!
I'll play.
Listen, it's so good.
No.
I have the
I'm
demo
just
CD.
biased.
I have
And
the
it's
demo
I
have a
CD.
demo
It's so
CD.
good.
Me
Oh
too.
my gosh, wait, let me grab mine.
I don't, but Photoshop it in. I have a demo CD as
No,
well.
no. Look at my demo city.
There we
Mine
go.
be pink. Can we make mine pink? Like hot pink. Can
Or
we
should
Photoshop
it should
mine
be our
with hot pink?
colors? What are you talking about? Yours should be blue.
I want to be original.
Mine is special.
No.
It's yellow.
Whoa. Mine's blue.
Wow.
Yeah.
Mine's hot pink, so
I listened to it so much while I was moving.
Oh, really?
Yeah. That was my soundtrack. I was like, this is a banger. So I am very excited. I'm very excited for when the full thing comes out. But I'm also happy that Foul Play is on streaming because then I could listen to it on my phone.
So I'm not very consistent with branding, so you're gonna hear 2 different usernames. I'm on Twitter, unfortunately, as Silly Juice, but it's spelled like silly. The silly is normal, and then it's a pun of my name of juice and of goose, like Canadian geese, Canadian. So and Silly Goose as a whole. So it's Silly JOOCE. That's if you want to find me on Twitter, and on Instagram it's Julia Uploaded. Twitter has a bit more of a Tally Hall focus. On Instagram, I just post. It's sort of like a public portfolio of like the stuff that I draw, because I draw little pictures. I like to paint. I like to.
And they're really good.
Yeah.
Guys, stop.
I have a Julia original actually that I'm staring at right now. Yeah, you know what? I'm gonna brag about it because it's the
Okay.
coolest thing ever. Hold
Describe
on, Julia.
it.
Oh no, Julia drew Zubin
Describe it.
for me from the
Blue.
Shia LaBeouf music video,
Let's
and
go.
I cried. I literally cried when I got this. It was the coolest thing ever.
Micron. It's in blue. It's in blue.
I will be framing
Micron
it.
05 pen. I've done a lot recently. And of course, as I think any artist in the Tally Hall fandom, man, it'd be so crazy if they did come back and we needed something drawn for them. Rob, if you need any help with merch, hit me up.
This is
Melody's showing off a
this
drawing.
is literally incredible.
Also.
You gotta like put your hand, bring it closer to you. So
Yeah,
there you go.
through.
Yeah.
Through.
Oh,
There we go. There we go. Andrew in the
And
Good
it's
and Evil
taped to the
era,
wall.
playing his little piano, singing into his little mic, and it is absolutely incredible. Oh my gosh, I love it. I need to put this on my wall.
Mine's already up there, so I can't show it, but I'm looking at it and it's great. It's a picture of Ross drumming.
Yeah.
And I'm working on some stuff. I've got some biz on the go. I got this. This is maybe a bit of a spoiler. I have this wood type of clay that I got on sale. Shout out Hobbycraft for a thing I'm going to make. And I have another thing over here you can't see. That's all like Tally Hall related works in progress. But I have like smaller pieces. I have a piece over there that I haven't posted yet. So we'll see.
If we're doing show and tell, I have my little drum set that I put together.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
You'll have to explain, you know. Verbally.
It is, what was the brand? It's Row Life, I think. RO Life. We got it when we were all together at the mall. And yeah, it's like a little cool like Legos but wood. And then I put the Tally Hall logo on it because I needed to make it Tally Hall related. Yeah. I love my crafts. I love my Cricut. I just got a sewing machine. I love crafting.
Ooh, groovy. Also, I'm a full-time student currently. So when I'm not drawing pictures, I am studying it up.
Yeah. I'm in college too.
Go to school. Go to school.
It's a lot.
Go to school if you have the option to go to school. If you can go to school, I highly endorse it.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Thank
you for giving us your time and attention. It means a lot. As just really liking. Sorry to interrupt you. Well, you interrupted me, Martin, actually, so I'm not that sorry.
Oof, yikes. Hey, make sure you air this so that people know that we actually all hate each other.
I hate all of you, but I love our fans and the money they give us.
Yeah.
Every day is a prison.
Every day I have to talk to you.
It's getting close. Oh my God. Thank you for your time and attention. Thank you, Emma, for the interview. Thank you to all of you folks in this call with me for doing this with me.
Thank you, Julia, for staying up so late.
Yes.
It is currently, you guys, your time change is like right now, and mine isn't for another 2 weeks. So you're only like
that's so
two and like you're not. It's still late, but you know, Happy New Year. Thank you for your attention and your time and your love and your everything. We see it. And we know. We see reoccurring names and we know who you are, and it means a lot. You mean a lot to us.
Well, thank you all again for doing this.
Yay!
Much love.
Thank
you.
Thank you so much for this. This is so cool.
Thank you for listening to Tally Talks. I wanted to note, last night was Andrew's show with Jukebox the Ghost in Seattle. Well, at least the first of the 2 shows. There's not a whole lot known about those shows yet, as it hasn't been quite as heavily documented. But we do know that Ross was there, Illicit Ghost was there. Obviously Andrew was there. And Bora, we didn't know for sure, but he was there too, which is pretty awesome. We get the Sonic Lunch crew reunited. We also know that Ben from Jukebox the Ghost stepped in for singing some vocals on Taken for a Ride. There's also a video out there of Worlds in My Head or Worlds in My Hands, you know, whatever era of Edu you're in, you know what title of the song it is, but Ross was doing the drums for that. Someone Will Be There was played. My guess, Taken for a Ride was confirmed, and Fishes was confirmed on Jukebox the Ghost's Instagram story. My guess is Monsters was most likely also played, since that's the other single that Andrew is promoting. But anyways, that was just a bit of a ramble there, but I will continue keeping my eye out for more information about how that concert went, just because it's a bit more of a lost media search right now, even though it's only been like less than a day since it happened. it's been really exciting times in the Tally Hall community. This episode with Tally Hall Part 2 was recorded before the LA show happened, evidently. So that means that within the course of a week, we've had almost every Tally Hall member perform, with the exception of Joe, which is pretty wild to think about. I would love to give a huge thank you to Tally Hall Part 2 for recording with me again. You can find them on Instagram and TikTok. I would imagine I'm not on TikTok, and YouTube. Be sure to check their skits out because they are very entertaining. I also wanted to give a thank you to Jimmy for joining the Patreon as a free member. You could join the Patreon as a free member if you so wish, or choose to support. Either way, it helps keep making this show possible. All that is to say, it's been a very exciting past week or two in the Tally Hall fandom, and I'm very excited to see what happens next. I wanted to give a huge thank you of just all of the support that I have received in regards to all of this and for the Tally Talks podcast. It really means a lot, and I hope that we can just keep having these places and locations to be absolute nerds. If you want a shout out in an upcoming episode or animatronics video, you can check out the charity link in the description where you can donate, and I can see how you've credited yourself and give you a little bit of a shout out if you are able and so wish. Thank you again for listening to Tally Talks, and have a good day by Tally Hall.